Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're going to tackle something that is, no joke, one of the biggest decisions you'll make for your restaurant in 2026, picking the right cloud-based point-of-sale system. So, you're either opening a brand new spot, which is awesome, congratulations, or maybe you're just looking to upgrade your tech. Either way, you know this can feel like you're staring at a giant wall of options, right? It's a lot. And let's be real, the stakes are super high here. We're not just talking about a glorified cash register. This thing is the central nervous system of your entire operation. Getting it right makes your day smooth. Getting it wrong, well, that's just a recipe for chaos, especially during a rush. So what are we even talking about here? A cloud-based POS, in simple terms, just means that all your important data, your sales, your menu, all those reports, isn't stuck on a clunky computer in the back office. It lives securely online on remote servers. That means you can check in on your sales from your couch or update a menu item from your phone. And the benefits are huge. You get to see your sales data in real time, which is a game changer. You can access everything from anywhere. Software updates happen automatically, so you're not dealing with that headache. And you usually have lower startup costs because you're not buying a massive expensive server. It just makes everything more connected. Okay, I know exactly what you're thinking. This is the elephant in the room, right? The number one fear everyone has. What if the Wi-Fi dies in the middle of a slammed lunch service? It sounds like an absolute nightmare. Well, you can breathe easy. Pretty much any serious system today has what's called an offline mode. It's designed for exactly this situation. You can keep taking orders, keep swiping cards, and the system just saves it all. Then, the second your internet comes back on, it syncs everything up to the cloud automatically. Honestly, this is a non-negotiable feature you have to look for. All right, so let's get into the main event. Who are the big players on the field in 2026? Here's a quick look at the top contenders we're going to break down. You can see who they're generally best for and a ballpark on their starting price. Now, let's dive into each one. Kicking things off, we've got Butter POS. The big selling points here are that it's incredibly simple to use. Like, your staff can learn it in a few minutes, and it has some really smart fraud-proof billing features. The main thing to know, though, is that as of now, it doesn't have a full inventory management system, but they say that's on the way. So who's this really for? Well, think new restaurants, fast casual joints, coffee shops, basically any owner who just wants a clean, straightforward system to get up and running without a ton of complexity. Simplicity is the name of the game here. Next up, an industry heavyweight, Toast. This system is built from the ground up just for restaurants. The hardware is tough, it's spill-proof, it's made for a chaotic kitchen environment. The trade-off, it can get pretty pricey, and you have to use their payment processing. There's no shopping around. This is where Toast really shines, in more complex restaurants. We're talking full-service spots, or maybe you have a few locations. If you're the kind of operator who wants to control every little detail, from cable layouts to complex reports, Toast is built for that. Now let's talk about Square. The number one thing about Square for restaurants is how accessible it is. It's so easy to set up, and you can get started on a free plan, which is amazing. The flip side is that if you have a really complex operation, you might find its reporting and some of the more advanced features a little on the basic side. So this makes Square an absolute perfect match for smaller businesses. If you're running a food truck, a little cafe, or you're just starting out and need to keep those upfront costs as low as possible, Square should definitely be on your list. All right, let's move on to a real powerhouse, Lightspeed. This system is all about performance. Its two biggest strengths are, 1, incredibly detailed inventory management, and 2, fantastic features for managing multiple locations from one dashboard. But all that power comes at a higher price, and it's going to take your team a bit longer to learn the ropes. So you can probably guess who this is for. If you're running a fine dining restaurant with a huge wine list to track, or you're juggling a few different locations, Lightspeed is designed to give you that deep, data-driven control you need. Okay, now Touch Bistro is a little different. It's what's called a hybrid system. Basically, it stores data locally right there on an iPad, and then it syncs to the cloud. This makes its offline mode incredibly robust. The catch is that it's not truly 100% cloud native, and the cost can start to creep up as you add more features. This unique setup makes Touch Bistro a fantastic option if your restaurant has spotty or unreliable internet. Seriously, if you're in a rural area or an old building and a stable connection is a constant struggle, this system is built to handle that better than almost any other. And last but not least, we have Clover. The first thing you'll notice about Clover is its hardware. It's very sleek and modern. They also have a big app marketplace, so you can customize it with different tools. Now, here's a really important heads up with Clover. It's sold through different banks and resellers, so your pricing and the quality of your customer support can really vary depending on who you buy it from.
Clover is a really great pick for owners who care about aesthetics and want something that's simple to get going. If you want a system that looks great on your counter and is pretty much plug and play for a smaller spot like a coffee shop, Clover is definitely one to consider.
Okay, that was a lot, I know. So how on earth do you make a final decision? Let's boil it down to a simple checklist. Ask yourself these 5 questions. 1. How easy is it for my team to actually use? 2. Does it have my absolute must-have features? 3. What's the real price, including all the hidden fees? 4. How solid is that offline mode? And 5. What's the customer support like when things inevitably go wrong at 7 p.m. on a Saturday?
And that brings us to maybe the most important takeaway of all. Don't get distracted by a super long list of fancy features you'll probably never even use. The best system for you is the one that just melts into your daily workflow, saves your team time and headaches, and ultimately helps you give your guests a better experience.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. As you're looking at all these options, ask yourself this question. Are you just buying a machine that takes money, or are you choosing a real partner that's going to help your business grow? Make sure it's the latter.